by the end of this video, you are going to want to create a course to sell online and make 7 figures from. Inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to, bi'idhnillah, do my best to persuade you for your own sake why you need to be selling a course online. In case you're wondering who I am, my name is Imran ibn Mansur. I am a student of knowledge. I give da'wah, and also I am a 7-figure entrepreneur. I've, with Allahu Azza wa Jalla's aid and His permission, been able to scale my course businesses online to $3 million plus, myself and our team. And that's our courses primarily, and some additional services that we sold alongside that. And if you watch all the way to the end, inshallah ta'ala, I'm not just going to give you the reasons why I think this is something that you need to do, my brother. I'm also going to show you how you can access 7 steps to 7 figures for course creators and coaches right at the end, because we are going to be doing a live event, absolutely free. It's going to be the biggest event for entrepreneurs in the Muslim space, inshallah ta'ala, in the history of the Muslim entrepreneurial space online, inshallah ta'ala. And you are going to get an invitation if you watch all the way to the end. You just have to make sure that you stick around to hear it. Let's get started. Peace. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. So Bakr,
chat to me.
A course, creating a course and using it to make money and make 7 figures.
Wait.
Why do we highly recommend our fellow brothers to jump onto this wave and create a course? And why is it that a course is going to be best placed to help them make 7 figures in the fastest possible way? So look, I would say there's a couple of reasons, like five reasons, inshallah ta'ala, why you need to do a course, man. I got more, to be honest. I've done a video on my channel where I went through even more reasons, but let's see how many we can get through.
Inshallah.
First reason is that the profit margins are crazy.
Yes.
The profit margins are crazy.
Because it's not like a product where you have to get a new product each time for each customer. You can use that same course and sell it to 100 people or 1 million people, and the fulfillment on your side is the same.
Right.
There's no extra. If you've got product like from the brothers at Noir, for example, if they want to sell 1 million bottles, they need somewhere to store 1 million bottles.
So
they need a bigger warehouse. The brothers we did a podcast with, the luxury car perfume brand. In order to, they need to have the shipping, the logistics, the distribution, they need to have the storage, they need to have the licensing, they need to have so many things to scale up to 1 million. But if you want to sell 1 million people your course, it's the same as if you're selling it to 10 people or 100 people. There's no difference.
Also because, it's high ticket. Like knowledge is, as if you have a great offer, which is something we'll talk about in another video, inshallah ta'ala. Generally speaking, these courses are high ticket, man. You're selling each person for a minimum 1,500, if not more. Like, and I'm not even here talking about low ticket, right? And I just tell you guys 2 stories to kind of really drive the point home. I'll tell you a story about myself and a brother who used to actually live with me. So as for myself, people have asked me for years, Imran, how do you make your money? Because they saw me doing da'wah for a decade, right? And I was doing it hardcore, like as in, I think frequency and volume in terms of da'wah, with the tawfiq of Allah Azza wa Jalla, very few people could be seen from the outside that he does this every day, right? So obviously it begged the question, well, what do you do for a living, right? How do you earn? And I actually I've been doing courses for over 10 years. The first course that I ever did was how to smash your exams, right? Teaching people how to pass their exams using principles of psychology and community and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And people used to go up grade boundaries, right? And I remember I made 28,000 or something like that from a course that I spent 2 weeks promoting. And that lasted me for months and months and months and months. Do you understand? And like that, I've just been doing courses up until now. Like that's my industry, the e-learning space, the info space, right? And it allowed me to live my dream life, my best life. People talk about what's your dream life, what's your best life. Actually, it just dawned on me yesterday as I was with Sufyan and we were pondering and we were watching the sunset. I was like, I'm already living it. And Allah Azza wa Jalla gave me the tawfiq to it. Like, I was seeking knowledge full time and giving that full time, right? And I was just selling courses on the side. And I was, alhamdulillah, very comfortable. Do you understand? So the profit margins are crazy. The second story I'll tell you is that there was a brother who went through some very rough times. Got kicked out of his house, broke. Actually moved into my library and he lived with me. And this brother, fast forward a few years, millionaire. What was the difference? One course. And that's what I want people to understand, that if you have one course where, and of course, guys, you actually have to be providing value, right? Like,
that's what I was going to add.
You have to be providing value. But
the difference between a course and a scam is that a course will actually provide you value, skills that you can use. And again, I wouldn't predicate the success of the course based on the success of the person taking the course, because you may not use that knowledge and become successful with it because of a deficiency on your own end, your mindset, your implementation, your execution. But as long as it gives you the tools that you need to then be able to go and apply this knowledge, and there are other people that have applied this knowledge, even if you yourself haven't, that's an issue on your end, then that's a course where you're going to be learning from. Now, of course, there's various different degrees. We've done many courses, tens of thousands of pounds, maybe even close to 100,000 by now, maybe even over. I don't know, we don't keep track. We recently bought one for 2,000. Before that,
ones that we purchase for ourselves.
We've for 2,000. We've bought before that for even higher than that, and so on and so forth. And we've benefited all the time. Some more beneficial than others, no doubt. But I feel like a lot of it, at the end of the day, comes down to you as a person as well. There's two people who come to the exact same course. One will benefit tremendously, and it's a mediocre course, a meaty course. It's not even that great. But one, it's about the person. He will go out of his way to apply this, or to not apply this because it's whack. But the other guy will just sit there and be like, oh no, what's this? Oh no, my whole life is falling down. What did I do? I thought I was going to print money after this. I thought this was going to be a printing machine. I just press a few buttons. No. So you have to provide the value in the course, and then you as the person coming into the course have to have the right mindset. But if you have that, the value is there, the substance is there, it's a very, very easy, it's not easy because it still requires a lot. Building your brand, your social media strategy, building a funnel, and
But there's more leverage.
But there's more leverage.
You get way more bang for your buck.
Way more bang for your buck. The startup costs are extremely low, if almost non-existent. Just you need a Kajabi or a school community.
Our affiliate links are below, by the way. These are hosting platforms for your courses. Our affiliate links are below.
Okay, I thought you said lonks.
I think I did. But our affiliate lonks are below.
Don't worry, we don't sell courses on English language.
But once upon a time, I did teach you about to smash your exams. And wallahi, they actually did. They actually did.
So that's the first thing. The first thing is the potential for money is extremely high, as long as, of course, you have the value to give.
The second thing is that courses are now going to be the new trend, the new way to get rich and make money. And what am I talking about here? You probably have observed, Bakr, every couple of years, there's a new thing. For example, Amazon FBA. Amazon FBA has been around for, I think, it had been around for almost a decade before it became famous, like Amazon Facebook Marketplace, right? The marketplace that they had and getting people to come and buy and sell on there. But why did that become something that was massive? I'll tell you exactly why.
People started selling courses
on it. Right? It's because the guys who were selling courses on Amazon FBA were great marketers. Okay, likewise Forex. Now, by the way, I'm of the inclination that Forex is not permissible.
Likewise.
And you are as well. But obviously there was a time when I didn't know. And I did dabble in it, right? So recently, last 2-3 years, Forex has become the craze that everyone's talking about, right? But I attended my first ever Forex seminar in 2008.
2008?
2008.
Right.
So, and of course, I personally don't encourage it. I'm inclined to the view of the ulama who said it's not permissible. But point being is that it's something that everyone's talking about now. But it's because the ones who sold courses, that people are always selling courses on different ways to make money, but the ones who sold courses on this particular topic happened to gain some traction.
That's mad.
And the marketing was great. You understand?
I was in year 8 in 2008.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Sorry, year 7.
That's nuts. So here's the thing now. Every couple of years it changes. Before it was like crypto, right?
Crypto, dropshipping.
It's had its time.
Yeah.
It's
social media, not social media.
setting up agencies, social media agencies. And
marketing agencies,
right?
social media agencies.
Do you know what it is right now? It's
communities and causes.
And I'll tell you one of the proofs that I have for this. There's a couple proofs. There's a new social media platform that just came out for courses. Like, you know how Instagram is for like short form content, YouTube is for videos. There's a platform called School,
which has also been around for a while.
It's been around for a while, but it's recently just
blown. Yeah.
And this is a platform that hosts courses. The whole point, make an account, and you can just sign up to communities that have courses. And some of those communities are paid, some of them are free. But the whole point is you could be on that community, just be learning, marketing, this, marriage, lifestyle, You know what I'm saying? So a whole social media platform for courses. Yeah, I understand how deep that is. Not just that, recently, and remember, in the entrepreneurial space, there are a few figures who I will not mention, right, that are like the biggest figureheads, and they've been
pioneers and leaders.
Some of them been there for like last 2-3 years, some of them been there for 10 years. And one thing that it's like they have a ijma', a consensus that it's like they've all come to recently, is that the way to make money is courses. Like, everyone's doubling on courses. They're all doubling on courses, right? So what does that do? That creates a trend. The same way trends were created when these same guys had Forex, and those same guys had Amazon FBA, and those same guys had marketing agency, and those same guys had dropshipping, and everyone went that direction because that's what everyone's talking about. Right now, this is the direction that you're going to now see. And by the way, because I'm in this space, right, I hear about it before others. You're going to see the same way everyone and their uncle and their auntie is like, crypto, Forex, it's going to be course. This is everywhere. And some people are going to have great courses and make 7 figures. Some people are going to have trash courses and say it didn't work for me. Point being is that that's going to be the trend. Remember, the guys who get there in there first are not like the guys who got in there last. So that is my second reason for why, is because this is something that everyone's going to be doing, right? So jump on it now before it. The third reason is that we've got stats to show that the e-learning industry is increasing. So the e-learning space, there are different figures in terms of the market share, right? Like how much is the market share for the educational industry, for educational space, right? Different numbers, 7.5 trillion to 10 trillion. We can agree that 1 trillion is a mad
crazy
market cap. Like, these are numbers that, bruv,
can't even fathom.
You can't fathom, bro. Like, we can say it on the tongue to say a trillion is easy, but bruv, what that?
I dare you to try it and write down a trillion on a piece of paper. How many zeros are in a trillion?
You can't. You understand? So point being is, or it's gonna be long. Point being is now 10. So 7.5.
I think it's 14 zeros.
Is the 7.5 is the lowest? Yeah. That I saw, and 10 was the biggest. Right? Sometimes figures can be a bit skewed because of extra things. What do you count as learning or not? So, in terms of America, right? What's the market cap there for the education space? It's 1.2 trillion.
Okay.
1.2 trillion. And the way it's divided up into 3 things. It's conventional education, e-learning, and then other things like, for example, tuition centers and so on and so forth, right? So conventional education is 850 billion. That's massive. And then e-learning, which is the
2/3 basically.
Right. And e-learning, which is the space that we're in, is 250 billion. And then whatever's left, like the 2 billion or 200 billion, whatever's is left, is made up of a bunch of different things, right? So we're talking about conventional and e-learning, right? So the e-learning space, our space, 250 billion, is increasing by 40 billion every year. And the conventional, which is like university and whatnot, which links back to the point that you made at the beginning, is decreasing by 50 billion every year. Actually, 50 billion every year, conventional education is going down in terms of its share of the market. And e-learning space is going up by 40 billion every single year. I can give it, was it like 4 or 5 years? And by the way, I believe that rate is going to be faster. From 40, it's going to go even faster and faster because of how everyone's pushing towards e-learning. But if it didn't, it stayed at the same trend that it was at now, in about 5 years, actually, it would be more. In about 5 years, my maths might be slightly off, my numbers, but you can double check. But 4 or 5 years, the e-learning space would have already taken over, and university thing would possibly have become a thing of the past. In fact, the universities are even going towards e-learning stuff now. You've got Harvard Online Business School and whatnot and so on and so forth. So point being is that we've got data now to prove that the courses thing actually is big. It's big. Do you understand? So those are like reasons for why it's like lucrative. Also another reason is it helps you live the type of life that you want, man. And I mentioned that point in the introduction. Because it's very little. Wallah, alhamdulillah, bro, I go to a masjid when I want. I work when I want. I can do a course, make enough money to then take off like 2-3 months. Like one of my plans is I'm just going to grind this out for the next few years, and that's it. I'm going to take my wealth, inshallah, and just sit in it and give da'wah for the rest of my life and seek knowledge. Like, that's actually my plan. And there are very few industries where you can even dream of having something like that. Like, I can make crazy volume in a short amount of time, inshallah, and then have some type of automation that runs where the course is just selling through ads or whatever have you over a long period of time, and then I'm just doing my thing. Obviously, it's a bit more complicated than how I've just simplified it. But the point is that there are very few industries that you can think about making that much cash so quickly, right? To be able to live your dream life. So those are kind of like monetary reasons behind why. And we mentioned 3, right? Or 4 if you want to add the last one. But then there are also reasons in terms of impact. Like, I believe you should teach a course because it's actually a better business model Like it's a more beneficial business model for mankind, and I mean mankind put that aside. The ummah specifically, right? And there are a couple of reasons for that, because look, what is a typical entrepreneur's journey? He has a problem that he solves, and then he provides a product or service that solves that same problem for others. So you are solving people's problems through these courses. Now, whether your course on marriage, finances, money, raising kids, whatever it could be, bro. Like it could be a course on how to buy and sell cars, how to monitor, like, you know, how to network, like, bro. And it could be on whatever, right? Like, those are problems that people have, and it actually helps solve people's problems. It's deep. Like I was talking to the brothers about it over dinner yesterday, and I was like, you know, sometimes I do feel like, you know, we stopped obviously doing Umrah ourselves, right? Like, I do kind of feel like a bummer. Like it was like I would love to have carried on doing it. You know, I loved it, just giving that to people. But then you know what Abid said to me? He said, but you got 50 Umrah companies now.
Yeah, doing the same thing.
The impact is way more than it could ever have been before.
It's funny because people try to use that as some kind of like, from a business perspective, they say, oh, but you make more money from the courses than you do from implementing the thing you're teaching in the course. Yeah, that's because for one person, the courses will scale a lot more compared to the company. For Umrah company, to make the level of money that we made from teaching the course, we would have to do like 20 trips a year, or maybe even more than that, to be able to do that. But the difference here is, with teaching someone else in the Umrah company, they're going to be making their little 10k, 20k, 30k, 40k, whatever it is from their Umrah company, inshallah. But we're just teaching them how to do that. As long as you can find people to provide that value to, the courses, it scales differently. It scales exponentially. It's a completely
the guy who knows how to set up an Umrah company is obviously, that's a more valuable skill than a guy who knows how to execute an Umrah trip.
Yes.
Simple. It's a more valuable skill. Bite me, bro.
Yeah.
So what? Stop hating. Do you know what I'm saying? I got leverage. Allah's tawfiq.
Yeah, and I find it so dumb that some people, wallahi, just juhal, they come and they think, you know what, it's like a gotcha moment. You make more money from the courses than you do from that one thing. But bro, of course, like if I'm teaching 100 people had to set up an Umrah company, 1,000 people had to set up an Umrah company, that's going to make more money than just one Umrah company. Like if I can get 1,000 clients here, as opposed to, let's say we took 120 on our biggest trip, the most trips we've done in the years, 480 paying customers, and the profit margins are smaller. And here, let's just say over 1,000, the profit margins are way higher. It's a no-brainer. And only once you've done it and you've perfected this and you're able to teach people, provide them with that value, but they can't go and teach a course on how to set up a Umrah company because they don't have the creds to be able to do that. So they need to first get to the first step. We've done that first step already, alhamdulillah. We've been in business for a long time. And that's why we're now able to monetize the education and teaching of it. So of course we're going to charge more. And of course we make a lot more money from the courses than from the actual thing itself. Like the fact that you think that some kind of eureka moment that you figured it out, but you didn't figure nothing out. It's in front of your face.
Bro, think about it. The education, like the money that comes into any university from the medicine department for any 1 year is going to obviously be more than how much any one doctor would make, right? Education is a very lucrative industry. I just told you the market cap is the market share is 7.5 to 10 trillion. Like it's nuts. Do you understand?
Teaching people how to fish is going to be more lucrative than going out and fishing yourself.
Right. And this brings me on to my next point where I believe that you should do it, is because it not only is it impactful, changing people's lives, but you're giving people lifetime skills. Like, look, in business, I can provide a service to you. Like, for example, let's just say my course is a course where, you know, like for example, what we're doing right now, we're teaching people, like our courses show and empower people how to scale to 7 figures, right? Using 7 primary steps and principles, focus on 7 areas with regards to selling their courses, right? Based on what we did to get to free meal, alhamdulillah. So we were thinking, let's do it for them. Like, let's just do a done for you service where you'll actually pay me more money. Done for you is way more valuable. It's way more valuable. It's obviously harder to scale, but it's way more valuable. And we say, okay, you pay me X, and we will set up everything, your funnel for you from beginning to end, blah 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 blah, and that's it. But what happens when you now reach a bottleneck? You need to scale to the next level. You're gonna come back and pay me again, and every time you're gonna pay me again and again and again. Okay, cool. I'll take the money. But you know what's more beneficial? Is if I gave you the tools to be able to go and do it yourself. For this business and your other businesses. And when you get to a point where you get to a little, you know, a constraint, you can find solutions to the problems yourself, right? It empowers you. it empowers you, akhi. Allah barik.
Even look, if you look at, for example, one of the earliest ones that we did under the Knowledge College brand, Muslim Survival Guide, right? That was a course. And bro, how many people learned the foundations of their deen from that? How many students of knowledge were able to, instead of having to get a corporate job just to make ends meet and pay their bills, they were able to use their time to carry on studying and teach on the side and earn a full-time income.
Not only that, the students, how many of those students are now studying in Medina University? How many of those students have set up their own da'wah projects? How many of those students are now imams? How many of those students have set up their own umrah trips now? It's nuts when you think about it.
Yeah.
So that one course, walillah alhamd, but with Allah Azza's tawfiq and His grace, it brought about, it brings, the education stuff brings about so much khair. And the thing is, you might be doing a course, for example, I might be doing a course where I'm teaching you, for example, how to know the basics of your deen, but you end up setting up a charity, right? And you might go on to become a student of knowledge, and you might just go on to become a great father. Like, I don't know exactly what this course is going to take you to as the final result, but it's going to be part of that journey. And then whatever you learn on top of that after and before it is going to shape the actual direction that you take.
Yeah, and the good thing is as well, at the end of the day, inshallah, if you do it with the right intention, you also come under the hadith, love for your brother what you love for yourself.
Yeah.
None of you will truly believe until you love your brother what you love for yourself, because you've managed to benefit something, and now you're helping other people to do the same thing. But again, it just comes down to, are you actually qualified? Do you actually have the knowledge? Are you actually going to do it? If so, do it by all means. If not, it's gonna flop. And you find that, like, even us, for example, with the Umrah setup, for example, there's companies out there now, I believe that they are doing better than us with 5-star Umrah.
Yeah.
As for the actual experience, I have to experience it myself to see if the experience
is better.
It's funny,
I saw a video of one brother. He said the other, he said I went with this Umrah company and went with a couple brothers. He said Ibn Jarir was the best Umrah company. And Allah barak, I was so happy to hear that. It's one of the brothers that we trained, right? Shout out to Brother Jabir and the rest of the team. And then when I went to Umrah Challenge, a brother who went on one of our previous trips came up to me and said, Imran, wallah, this is better than yours.
Alhamdulillah.
And there were some brothers that were there. They had tears in their eyes telling me about how great the experience was. And I was just so happy because I was like, before I felt compelled to do the Umrah trips because I was like, this is the way for people to find khair.
Yeah, there's no one else doing
it. But now I felt relaxed. But I can't lie, I did think to myself, because a little competitive bone did. when I saw that video about Ibn Jarir, I love it. And I love those brothers. Brothers. But I want best for them. When I saw that, I said, best, yeah? Maybe might have
to the righteous and rich Umrah.
Well, I might have to just one more time.
Pick up the gloves.
No. Pick up the gloves. Reset the standard for you, man.
Reset the
standard for you, man. And you got to pass it again.
Inshallah
ta'ala. By the way, guys, comment below if you want to see a righteous and rich Umrah trip. Just out of curiosity, just comment below. But yeah, it's truly beneficial, man. It's truly beneficial. Whatever it is that you're teaching. And like I said, currently one of the reasons that we're one of the things that we want to do at Bakr is we want to bring about, with Allah's permission, 1,000 righteous and rich millionaires through course creation and online coaching. That's what we want to do. And why do we want to do that? Because we want to empower Muslims who are righteous, who are on their deen, to have millions of pounds so they can please Allah through that wealth, right? And do khair with that wealth, right? So that's one of the things that we're doing. And that's why we have this 7 steps to 7 figures webinar. And I'm doing it for free. And make no mistake, right? I'm going to, at that event, launch our next course, right? Which is going to be our Righteous Rich online school. But I will give you the 7 steps for free. I will give you the roadmap, right? If you just thought, I don't even want to learn from this guy, just take it, brothers. And it's not going to be I promise you, you've never attended something like this. It's going to be the biggest Islamic event, a Muslim entrepreneur event ever in the history online. Inshallah. Wallahi, right? And I can say that. And there's a reason why I can say that. You can test me. I've got fiqh, I've got dalil behind me where I can say that. Ala kullin, I'm saying the reason we're doing that is because, wallah, I believe it's going to benefit people, man. If you learn how to scale your courses to 7 figures, bro, it's nuts. Alhamdulillah, man. The amount of like, as in now you can fund people to go to Umrah. With £1 million, right? With millions, you can build masajid. Like, it's just, I like to think in those terms. And I feel like, and what better way to help Muslims get to those 7 figures quickly than monetize your skill? And some people might be thinking, well, what else do I teach?
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say, that's the next question that comes to your mind. But to learn that, because we're out of time now, I guess you'll have to join us on the school community.
on our Right to Rich School.
Yeah, on the Right to Rich School.
Yeah, I'm going to go through that in detail. I'm going to show you exactly how to monetize your skill. And it's shocking because anyone can, I believe anyone can, like I've got frameworks and prompts to give you that by, like if you just, like you will have a course at the end of the day. Like I've sat with guys that are managing funds of 1.2 billion who came to me and said, bro, I don't know what to teach. And I said, you absolute joker. Let me so I don't mean that as disrespect, but in my mind, I don't mean that as disrespect in any way, shape, or form. But I was like, that's just how my mind works. I was like, brother, let me show you what you can teach. Yeah. And we pull it out of you, you know what I'm saying? But khair, inshallah, guys, save the date, the 23rd. On 23rd, inshallah ta'ala, of this month, 7 steps to 7 figures webinar live. I'm giving you those 7 steps that we used to scale to 7 figures 3 times over $3 million for free, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? With that said, God love you and leave you, man. Oh, sorry, go to the link below and save your space for that. Peace.